Hello there, my friend, and welcome. In this video, we are going to begin the exploration, that is, of playing keyboard parts on the guitar. It's an interesting angle to take, and, well, I guess not so interesting when you think about it, because depending on what style of music you play, for instance, I've learned jazz licks on the guitar, having somewhat of a jazz background and all that over the years. So it's kind of similar in that aspect of basically taking another instrument and adapting that to the guitar. So this is going to be a bit of a fun experiment. And as you heard right there, I just played the keyboard part for the introduction to the song Light My Fire from The Doors. All right, and everybody knows this song, obviously. So what I'm going to do in this video, do a little bit of a breakdown of that part and also expand upon that, because the way that I'm looking at this is not just, playing a different instrument on the guitar, but I treat something like this as something that could be used to inspire your own songwriting, or even something more simplistic as using, in this particular case, a warm-up exercise, if you will. The way I'm looking at that is, instead of doing the typical scale patterns, which is great in its own right, as say a warm-up exercise or to learn the fretboard better or for songwriting purposes, just doing a part from a different instrument on the guitar, perhaps for warm-up, or just to do something different to kind of make it more exciting. You can look at this from that angle as well. Okay, so next what we're going to do, I'm going to move this part around on the fretboard just a little bit. And to begin with, I'm doing this in the normal key, which starts in G. So I'm going to do that again right now, and I'm going to switch the fingering around just a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so let's start to break this down. So the first two chords in this pattern are G major, then D major. And the first way that I played this, the notes that go over those two chords are these. Okay, so G major and D major are two chords off of the G major scale. And this right here is a G note. So if you play a G major scale in that position, it goes. And as you can see, those are the first 5 notes of the G major scale. So that is going to work with the G and the D major chords. Then next we go down to F major, then B flat major. And B flat major would be the 4th chord off of the F major scale. So those notes that are played, okay, that's where it starts at. And if you were to play an F major scale in this position, so the majority of notes pretty much are all off the F major scale. So that kind of makes sense, the first 4 chords. Then we jump up to E flat major, then we go to A flat major. And the A flat major would be the 4th chord. Okay, that'd be the 4th chord off of an E flat major scale. So you kind of see there's sort of a pattern right there. And basically where we go here, okay, those are the notes right there, and the first note is the A flat, okay? So the A flat being the 4th note of the E flat major scale. So you have Those are all notes off of that A flat major. And since E flat and A flat major, basically those two chords, well, the A flat major, let me change that around, is the fourth chord off the E flat major scale, then that's what kind of ties those both together. And then as you can see, it goes like this to end the line. It hits that A, because we go from, and then we end on the A major scale. Okay, so that's kind of a breakdown of those lines. It's kind of an interesting pattern, and from what I have heard as far as why that was done, why all those chords were done, the guitarist, Rob or Ron, I'm sorry, I forgot his last name, for the Doors, said in an interview once that those were all the chords that he knew, and he wanted to put them all in his music. So sure enough, he did. All right, there is tablature that is included in this video, of course, and the tablature is playing the line in two different positions in the original key of G. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the pattern in two different keys now. The first one is going to be starting in A major, and the second one is going to be starting in C major. The whole point behind moving it around is to take that pattern, use it as an exercise, whether it would be warming up like I mentioned earlier in the video, or even if you just want to find a more funner way to just expand your familiarity with the fretboard. You can even do an example like this to do that. Okay, so here we go, playing this in A. And now playing it in C. All right, so that concludes this video. Next is the tablature of me playing the main melodic line during the intro in the key starting at G major in two different positions, as well as the outline of the chords starting in G major as well. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.